Have you ever wondered why some of us learn quickly while others struggle for years? Why one man picks up a violin with grace while another battles the very shape of the bow? It was once believed, you see, that the brain, that mysterious gelatinous mass, was fixed, unchanging after childhood, like wet clay that hardened with age. We imagined our minds as static libraries. Once the books were shelved, little else could be added. But that idea, it was a delusion. Today, science reveals what introspection hinted at all along. The brain is not a library, but a living sculpture. It reshapes itself, constantly, restlessly, like an artist chiseling away with each new experience, each sensation, each movement of the soul. This phenomenon modern thinkers call neuroplasticity. I prefer a more poetic frame, the self remaking itself endlessly. You see, each time you learn a fact, or fumble through the piano keys, or recall the scent of your mother's garden, the brain subtly shifts. First, through its chemistry, little electrical whispers between neurons, like secret handshakes. These fleeting exchanges, quick, volatile, account for the sudden burst of clarity you feel when learning something new. But beware, like a dream upon waking, these moments fade if not repeated. For memory, true and lasting, demands something more, the forging of new physical paths. The brain must reroute its wires, build new roads where there were once only muddy trails. This structural change takes time, effort, repetition. It is not unlike therapy. We must revisit a pain or a pattern again and again before healing becomes real. So, when you try to juggle or speak a new tongue and feel yourself improving, then return the next day to find yourself fumbling again. Do not despair. You witnessed chemical change, but structural change that is earned. And just like that, the mind continues its labor in silence, sculpting, forgetting, rebuilding, even when you believe nothing is happening at all. Part 2. The struggle. That shapes us, you ask me, Freud might say, lighting a metaphorical cigar. If the mind is so changeable, so plastic as they say, then why do we still suffer from forgetfulness, failure, or, in the worst cases, the stubborn aftermath of a stroke? The answer is not so simple, my friend, because even though your brain is capable of change, remarkable change, it does not yield this transformation easily. It demands a price. That price is effort. Yes, it is behavior, not time, not talent, not cleverness, that sculpts the brain most powerfully. It is what you do that reshapes who you are. But herein lies the burden. You must do it over and over and over again. The brain, like a cautious beast, does not trust one attempt. It watches, waits, and only after repetition does it begin to rewire. This is especially true in the wounded brain, say, after a stroke. For years, we feared such damage was permanent, and in truth, many people never fully recover. Not because the brain is incapable of healing, but because the task of recovery is titanic. Rehabilitation demands massive doses of behavior. Think of it like this. To teach a child to walk, we spend years supporting, encouraging, guiding. But after a stroke, we give adults a handful of sessions and hope the body remembers. The tragedy, it often doesn't. My colleagues, they use electricity, robotics, even movement therapy to prime the brain for change. But here's the truth we cannot escape. Nothing works without the effort of the individual. No machine can walk for you. No pill can practice in your place. And still, recovery remains elusive. Why? Because even when two patients suffer the same injury, their brains respond in wildly different ways. This used to frustrate me. I sought patterns, predictability. But in time I realized, this variation is the truth. It is not noise. It is the music. Each brain is as unique as a fingerprint. And so, we cannot, must not, offer every patient or student or child the same solution. What heals one person may fail another. Thus enters a new idea. One born from both neuroscience and therapy, personalized learning, personalized healing. It is not enough to know that the brain can change. We must now ask how each individual's brain is ready to change. That is the key. Some need struggle, others need silence. Some require challenge, others require safety. And so, as we try to mend broken minds or teach new skills, let us not force everyone down the same corridor. The plastic brain has many doors. The question, dear reader, is, which one is yours? So then, Freud would murmur, voice quiet but resolute. What does this all mean for you? Not as a scientist or patient, but as a person trying to live, to learn, to remember. It means this: you are shaping your brain right now. Every word you read, every decision you avoid, every habit you cling to, these are tools in the hands of an invisible sculptor. And that sculptor, as it turns out, is you. You are not a victim of your past, not entirely, nor are you merely the result of your genetics. What you do, and just as crucially, what you do not do, matters far more than we once believed. We've learned that difficulty, the very struggle you avoid, is not your enemy, it is your brain's invitation. When you stumble, when something feels too hard, this is your brain fighting to change, and the harder it fights, the deeper the change. But remember, neuroplasticity is not loyal to the good alone. A mind exposed to fear, to repetition of destructive behavior, or to long periods of inaction, will also change, but for the worse. Yes, your brain can forget. It can atrophy. It can even learn helplessness. As I once wrote, what we repress returns, but so too does what we neglect. There is no neutral life. Every moment, you are teaching your brain something. So I ask you now, what are you teaching it? Are you training it in patience, in gratitude, in attention? Or are you allowing it to wander, to weaken, to build neural paths of fear, addiction, distraction? Let us speak plainly. There is no single formula for mastery. That old idea, 10,000 hours, is seductive but flawed. Some of us require less, others far more. We are not machines, built from identical parts. We are histories. We are wounds. We are wildly personal brains walking through wildly impersonal systems, so do not compare your progress to another's. Instead, study your rhythm. Know thyself. That is the old commandment, is it not? The future, I believe, belongs not to the fast, but to the where. Those who know how they learn best, and who are willing to do the work. This applies not only to patients recovering from strokes, but to parents, teachers, leaders, and to you, the learner, always. So when you walk out today, understand this. Your brain is no longer the same as it was when you began reading, and that is a miracle. But how it changes next, for better or for worse, that depends on you. So, I leave you with no prescription, no single path, only this: practice, be deliberate, and build the brain you want to live with, because in the end, your mind is not just what you have, it is what you make.